Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for this special live session. I'm Itzik Amiel, and we are here with a weekly Switch interview series, Switch It On, where we talk to smart and talented people about how you can switch your practice and even your life. And we are live right now, so you're invited to join us. If you're seeing it right now, it is live, and you want to join us because you do not want to miss this amazing session. There's so many insight, and I'm not sure a lot of you about to hear what you're going to hear today in the session. So again, if you want to join, that's the time to join. Because today we're going to talk about building a future-facing leadership, or in other words, how to lead and deal with challenges that the future of our legal services, our legal industry brings. Without that, again, I said it will be a powerful episode, and I do not even know myself what will happen here, but I'm sure it will be fun, a lot of insightful thing, and I want you to join us. And again, I see a lot of you joining, so thank you, David, Dan, Anna, Gabriel, Rajesh, Gilberto, Monji, Gori, Marud, Reddy. See a lot of you for a lot of our word. So I'm happy you're here. But again, join us, and if you're here, don't be afraid. Put your name in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you're dialing from. Remember, that's part of your personal brand. Is your ability to stand out. So come tell us now that you are with me. Not just that I want to know, also our guests and everybody else. Okay. I have the honor to have this live session with a really top leader, as one of the leading law firms in Brazil. Today, my special guest is Fernando Serec. And again, I always apologize if I pronounce the name or the family name wrong, and I'm going to hear soon from Fernando. But before I invite Fernando to join us, let me share with you some highlights about him. And I do it very much in very specific things because I can talk a lot, and I know a lot of people don't want me to talk about them, want to hear. But first, Fernando Serec is the CEO of TozzineFerrie, who is one of the leading law firms in Brazil, as many of you probably already heard the name before. He's also the head of the litigation and arbitration practice group within the firm. Fernando has a broad experience in litigation and international arbitration involving real estate matter, complex financial contracts, and a wide range of administrative law issues that he's dealing with. He's a graduate from the Law School of Universidade Presbyteriana Mackenzie. I don't know if I pronounced it right because I don't speak Portuguese. And he holds a master's degree in civil law from the Law School of USP, Universidade de São Paulo. And participated also in the Academy of American and International Law program organized by the Center of American and International Law. Fernando is constantly recognized, and you probably saw that there as well, and recommended as a leader by the most publication, as you know. And furthermore, he's also the president of the AmCham Arbitration Mediation Center Advisory Council and member of the Advisory Council of the Brazil Corporate Arbitration Chamber. He's also a member of the advisory board of ITA, the Institute of Transactional Arbitration, and a lot more. So I don't want to continue. I just want to bring Fernando because I know he doesn't want me to read about you all day long. So let me bring Fernando to join us. So welcome, Fernando. Thanks for joining us for this special episode.
Very nice to meet you. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Awesome. And Fernando, first, it's great to have you here. And I know you're busy, and it's great that you find the time or you value the time to share your insight today. But with your permission, let me set the stage for our conversation. Because given the increasing demands of the job, the legal leader of the future, if you allow me to dream for the future, is engaging in a balancing act all the time. When to take a bold risk, or when to be prudent, when to move forward, or when to pause, when to consult, when to provide direction, when to speak, when to say nothing, when to hunker down with his existing team, and when to make changes. What skills and experience do legal leaders of the future need to achieve this balancing act? I have no doubt that many attributes traditionally associated with leaders, excellent, remain important, including strategical thinking, the ability to get results, and developing, the next generation of talent of the firm. But I believe there are other specific attributes that are especially important given the challenges legal leaders facing nowadays. All point to what a leader could do more and than what they have done in the past. So today, in one of these special opportunities, I want to find with you, all of you listening to us now, a powerful leadership lesson, challenges and strategies that my special guest Fernando have learned throughout his career and the position that he's holding right now. This is exactly the reason to have this specific session than Fernando. Now, to help you understand more how to lead and cope with challenges of the leading a big full service firm in different area like culture, growth, and financial stability, I'm sure you will see leadership from a total different perspective that I hope will inspire you today. Okay? So, as I shared in my short introduction, Fernando, you act as the CEO of TozzineFerrie, but you are not part of the founder of the firm. And at the same time, you were not an outside hire that see some from hiring, CEOs, etc., for fulfilling this role of CEO. You are within the firm. So now it's not a secret that the challenges of replacing the founder in a full service law firm is always a big challenge. And we see more and more coming up now within generation change in many places in the world. So my first question to you that comes to my mind, I'm sure many of our listeners, I'm sure also many of our viewers thinking about it, is how to prepare for this transition and assure that the firm keeps moving forward and performing. Hope it's not too difficult.
Let's start with your initial statement. Leadership in the new world, leadership for large law firms. There is not a single response. What are the qualities of a leader for a law firm? And you mentioned our history. I'm the second generation here at Tozzini. So it's a different game if you compare with the age of the founding partners. They have this what I call magic ring by saying, I'm the owner, I'm the founder, and you should follow. Of course, we had very clever guys, Tozzini and Freire. They gave us their directions, they gave us the values of the firm. But when the second generation assumes the position of leadership, it's a different game. You have to build consensus. You have to listen to the partners. You need to have tough conversations when necessary, and you need to lead. That's very important. People, of course, it's important to be a democratic leader, to listen everybody, to see the expectations of the different areas, the different practices. But in the end, you have sometimes you have to decide and how you have to give the direction which the firm has to go on several topics. So I think that's very important. I'm here at Tozzini since 1992, so almost 32 years. The funny thing is that when I decided to move to Tozzini, I was working in a powerful group of companies led by Banco Itaú, but I was working with technology in Banco Itaú in the legal area, of course. And I decided to move to this law firm of 24, 25 lawyers. And my wife, I had just had my first kid. And my wife came to me and said, come on, what are you going to do? I don't know TozzineFerrie. It seems I never heard about this law firm. Why are you changing from this big institution to a kind of a small law firm? And I decided to take the risk. And after 32 years, I have to say that I'm happy with the decision. I'm very happy with the decision. The transition from the founding partners, I think that they worked very well on pass the baton to the second generation. We started talking about their retirement probably 8 years before their actual retirement. We had a lot of discussions about culture. We had a lot of discussions on how we want to be a big full service law firm with all the practices that I had in the past, and some areas that we included afterwards. And I think that it was a smart move from them, because not only myself, but all the other leaders of the institution were prepared to take the lead and to guide the law firm through a tremendous growth. We went in 1992 from 25 lawyers to 600 lawyers now. And we are a very respected law firm in Brazil. I think that that is, in some, is in a certain way what we did in the past to about succession, and now it's my time to start prepare, and we were doing that for some time now. The new leaders of the firm. 2 years ago, and I was talking with you 2 weeks ago about some of the changes that we decided to make. I suggested the firm to include 2 more chairs in our board in order to form new leaders, new partners, to start to discuss issues of people, finance, marketing, technology. And after a lot of discussions, instead of including two seats at the board, we decided to form new committees, and we put new partners in all these committees. So we now have almost 16 new partners looking at different fields: finance and management, technology, people, human resources, and marketing and communication. And they are training to decide those day-to-day challenges that we have in these different areas. I think that the majority of the law firms, the world-class firms or the local firms like ourselves, we invested a lot in people. We invested a lot in processes, in systems, and it's very important to have the best minds in the legal field. But it's very important also to be organized, to provide good services to our clients. And so this, let's say, administrative staff and our officers in those fields are as important as I am to the law firm.
Right. Thank you very much. That was very insightful, Fernando. And I mean, those of you viewing us right now, I want you to also listen to the word Fernando choose to use, because you can see a great leaders, because great leaders are not the one who decide, they want to discuss, they want to involve everybody, and then they find the ideas and solution within the community, not take a decision. That's dictators. The leaders are going with the people who are part of the system, as you heard. And also, as you heard, the challenge, I love the way you frame it, the transfer from the founder to you, and now for you from the new leadership, the amounts of work leader has to do, that now even in the hands of almost 16 different committees and partnership, which means so much work on the head of leadership of the future of the firm, because so many new things coming our way. So that was great. Thank you for all of you joining us again. We are live, and if you want to say hello, please type in the chat under. We want to know that you are with us. If you have any questions for Fernando during our session, do that as well there under. I will see it. I'll bring it over to Fernando because I would love to ask your question. Things that bothering you that maybe he has a solution for you, even if you are in the other side of the world. So please feel free to type it in. And you're invited again to learn about building future-facing leadership. So Fernando, again, let's dive in even more into the subject because I'm sure many professionals who listen to us right now thinking not everybody in the firm think the same. Some are more traditional, some are more interested in inserting innovative solutions. A lawyer know that what he wants to do. Not everybody is in that case. So Fernando, please help us out. Consider the world we live in. What would be maybe the most important topics to bear in mind in really order to balance tradition and innovation thinking within multi-generational environment like in your firm?
Uh, I think that we have to talk about our values. And this is something that we did in the past, rediscuss our culture, rediscuss our values. Uh, when we move from the first generation to the second generation, it's funny because the new partners, including myself, there is a kind of feeling of revolution or desire of revolution. So we discussed everything. We discussed governance, we discuss remuneration of partners, we discuss if the remuneration is going to be transparent or non-transparent, everything regarding the law firm. At the end, we changed it very little because I think that the values that the founding partners they transmit to us, they were very important for everybody that is still here. So entrepreneurship and value creation for our customers. This is very important. Absolutely quality of our services, integrity and transparency, innovation, as you mentioned, and we have a very nice program of innovation, the Think Future, that I can talk afterwards. Cooperation and respect, meritocracy, diversity and inclusion. That's something that is our core, our one of the most important values of the firm, and also discipline and consequence management. In other words, we need to have very good conversations with the partners when they are performing, and not very good conversations when they are not performing. So I think that those values, in a certain way, they sum up what I think is very important, balancing the tradition and also the innovation that we need, and that is going to change a lot. Our market is already changing, but it's going to change a lot our market in the future.
Right, and I think you made a very important point again to all our listeners because many firms struggling in the area of values and culture that they didn't have, and I think in your firm that's exactly what the founder brought, and you are now forming more, shaping it toward the future, but it not necessarily change the values, the core, the fundamental, which means the same people will be there, the same quality of work, all the things that are inheriting from the values. I indeed absolutely, and I think that the balance between traditional innovation always studying in the values, which is fundamental to the firm. Again, those of you joining us, and please come join us. We talk about leadership, a new perspective. And I want to continue our discussion, Fernando. But if you have your question, put it right now in the chat because I'll ask yours to Fernando. So, Fernando, we talk about future-facing leadership, and I want to help our viewers again think differently in the matter of development of leadership skills, because a lot of people, want to be one day leader, already in the process of becoming a leader of their own firm, and also to get exposed to a new sort of leadership you represent, dear Fernando. My next question is, what would be, and if you're allowed to frame it, I hope I'll do it right, but what would be your view is the most important competencies a law firm leader, especially in the future, must have, not need to have, must have, to ensure that the firm's sustainable growth and corporate value stay, the value you just talked about?
It's a combination of a lot of things. I think that it's not a single quality or a single skill that you have to develop. I think that you should be a person guy. I don't know if this is the right expression, but
People person, yes, absolutely.
yeah, people person. You need to like people, like conversations, listen to the expectations uh, of everybody, the young generations, the older partners, uh, and balance everything in a certain way. Of course, you need to have some financial knowledge. To work with the financials of the firm. It's important to look at the competitors and see what they are doing, especially in certain fields that for sure we can cooperate. One of the things is inclusion, social responsibility, pro bono. I think that those practices we can share a lot with other law firms, our experience, and grab some good ideas from other firms. Don't be shy to use good ideas and to improve the environment, to improve the society. That's something that we think a lot here. I don't think it's too ambitious. We live in a very difficult country. It's a country always developing, but with several social problems, and we have to know that we can try to make a better society. So see, the challenge is tremendous, and but I think that the most important thing is you have to like what you do, because things are not going to be perfect all the time. You need to have a certain persistency, uh, and you need to get advice from the other partners, from friends, and listen to everybody, because sometimes you need to change some rules on some aspects. Uh, to have better results. I think that in some those are the attributes that are necessary for someone who intends to lead any type of business, but especially a law firm.
Wow, that's what's practical and to the point. And I want to emphasize 2 points you mentioned, and I love it because it was full circle. First, to be a people person. I mean, to be care, to be empathetic. A lot of people realizing it during Corona time, but absolutely a trait that the leader of the future need to have. Without that, you will never connect to the people. You maybe lead yourself, but will not lead the firm or people. And the second, as you said, that you close the circle by saying you have to enjoy. Indeed, if you're not doing things that in your genius zone, things that you love to do, you'll be a mediocrity leader, but you'll not be able to lead people and to success by enjoying the process, because it's a difficult process, difficult job to do. But if you're enjoying it, everything we enjoy don't seem as difficult. So again, those who are joining us, I'm here with Fernando Serec, speaking on building future-facing leadership. If you're even me, where is your question? Now it's your time. We're almost at the end of our conversation, and if you're not going to get the chance to ask a question, I'm so sorry, you'll miss it. So if you're not asking, I'll continue asking my question. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Fernando and his work and about the firm, you can find more information on the firm website. So I would suggest go check it out. Check what the firm doing. If you never heard about it, or if you heard about it, all the new things they're doing, it's all there in the news. And connect and find out how to do. If you're on the other side of the world and you want to encounter some ideas, organize a call and talk together. You will learn from each other, as Fernando said. And if you want to make sure you never miss one of my weekly Switch On interview series, follow me on LinkedIn, go to the Switch Up website, or sign up to get my biz development strategies and tips. You'll be added to our email list where you can read a regular reminder about fantastic guests as Fernando today. So let's continue about the insightful topic
Uh,
of
uh,
building. You
it's
wanted to say something? Yeah, sure.
yeah, no. I was here thinking about what I said and being a people guy, and I was thinking about my partners listening to our conversation, and some of them thinking, "Come on, he didn't mention Monday mornings. He's unbearable on Monday mornings. No one can talk with him." That's true, but it's only Monday morning.
And by the way, Fernando, it happened to everybody. It's always this grumpy moment because if you don't have those, how would they appreciate the time when you have the time to listen, right? So great. Now, from my humble experience of mentoring and training, many law firm and lawyers worldwide, it also and I also been myself managing director in my early part of my career of 18,000 lawyers and accountants. I'm curious more here about your advice, and it's also come from me, but I know a lot of people have this question. And my question is, what sort of advice would you give to a future managing partner, someone who listens to us and he doesn't know, she doesn't know they will be, but they're probably dedicated to become managing partner or even the CEO of a law firm, someone who is about to take this challenge. And again, it doesn't have to be a lawyer; it could be in a law firm, but it could be somebody from the outside of the legal world coming and taking a position as CEO of a law firm. What would be your advice?
First of all, it's important to mention that in Brazil, to be part of a law firm as a partner, you need to be a lawyer. In other jurisdictions, that's not necessary. But in our country, for a professional entity like ours, you need to be a lawyer. It's an institution formed by a single profession, which is, in other words, we have to be lawyers. Lawyers, they are not trained in managing, as you know a lot. So, of course, you may have a lot of advantage if you have some training in management, if you do some courses outside the your practice.
Mhm.
I did that in the past, not only here in Brazil, but especially in the United States. There are several programs in very nice institutions, Stanford, Harvard, and several others. Uh, and those lessons were very important. And but at the end, if you don't have your own law firm, in order to be in that position, you're going to be subject to the decision of the other partners.
Mhm.
So again, we come again, and you need to have a that's something that we have discussed in our preparation. Normally, the leaders of law firms, especially in Brazil, but I know that this happens also in other countries, are picked if they have a good practice, if they are doing a good job in their own practices, and if they are developing relationships inside the firm. So that's crucial for you to be respected as a leader. Another thing is, and that's what I do. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I think that lead by example, it's very important. And I have this lesson from the founding partners of the firm. They love what they did in the past. They loved all the initiatives, all the little steps that we took in forming this institution, TozzineFerrie. And this is also very important. Celebrate the very good moments, and be aware of the challenges, and change course if necessary. I think that those are some advices that I will give you. Be prepared. It's the first one. So every type of training that you can have, it's going to be important. in your future life as a leader, as a CEO, as a managing partner, or as part of any board of law firms, of the law firm that you are now or that you intend to be in the future.
Thanks for that practical advice, Fernanda. If you allow me, I will add another thing that also mentioned by you. If you may remember, you mentioned that the founding partner started discussing the retirement 8 years before. So I would say build it before you need it. You don't wait till the moment you become a leader and then go to that some institution do a leadership weekend and then you become a leader. It doesn't work this way. It's a process, and you should invest it all your life as career. When the time comes, you already invested all those years thinking about it. And maybe one of the things you could do is meet people like Fernando and others who's doing it and ask them a relevant question. Take them to a discussion, learn from them what did they learn from their career, and then find the best way of your leadership style of your firm. I think that's amazing things that you said. And I would say each of you listening to it now, listen again to the replay and with a pen and paper, write down all those ideas because those are the things you need to learn. These are not in books or courses. These are only you learn from people who are doing it like Fernando in the day-to-day life. Almost at the end of our conversation, Fernando, waiting for people to ask questions, but we are talking about the future and future-facing leadership. So my last question for you for today, before if I see people ask questions, is what will be, in your perspective, the next decade challenges for law firm, and not necessarily in Brazil, but in general, maybe in Brazil, for law firm leaders to face, and how would you, specifically you, address it if you were the leader in the firm?
I didn't mention, I think that I want to include two subjects here. One is our program of inclusion. We name inclusion because some years ago we decided to put together three programs that we have. One was diversity, the other is social responsibility, and I already mentioned about the challenges of our country, and also pro bono. And we decided to put all the three programs in a single one, which we call TozzineFerrie Inclusão. I think that diversity is important for several reasons, but the main reason is you can make money with diversity. You can provide better solutions for your client with the diversity. If you have a diverse group in your office, you can get different perspectives of a problem, different backgrounds, and for sure, you're going to have better solutions for your client. At least in Brazil, women are the majority in the law profession here in Brazil.
Wow.
If you look at the universities, at least 60% of the students are women.
Wow.
And so that's very important. So we have established a very nice programs on inclusion. We have several programs related to social responsibility, and when we do pro bono, we also think about inclusion. So hiring transgender people, that was very important for us in the past. A lot of discussions on how we are going to welcome transgender lawyers, transgender business management people to our institution, and I think that it was something that we are proud of that. And I'm giving an example. I think that the matter of race in Brazil is it's a problem that is linked with our social problems, the lack of opportunities. So that's something that we are very proud that we are working with other law firms and trying to have more Black people in our staff, as our lawyers, as our partners. So that is something that we give a great value. I think that the other point is innovation, and I have to mention artificial intelligence here. I think that although a lot of people are thinking, oh, that's something that will come in the future. I will, of course, everybody's going to use, but there are several problems, ethical problems, practical problems. Uh, People are not realizing that we are already using artificial intelligence in with our mobile, with our computers, in several of our systems, and that's something that will, in a certain way, reshape uh, the the future law firm, and also for sure the future lawyers and the future leaders. And that's something that is not I'm very optimistic about that. I think that as always, technology is always a challenge for us, but we have changed it a lot. And for me, 32 years in our law firm, I can mention from the fax machine to artificial intelligence. I think that there are some people that are now here with us that doesn't know what is a fax machine. So we already moved from several different technologies that have expanded the way, uh, improved the way that we did our work. And artificial intelligence is something that we are trying a lot. There are several challenges. One of the challenges is that some of our technology clients are prohibiting us to use any kind of information from them to in this process, which is I understand. Uh, but you have to experience a lot of things, and we are doing that, and there will be always work for people, for good attorneys, for clever attorneys. Uh, Artificial intelligence will never substitute emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is very important for our work, and I think that the combination of this technology and everything that it will come in the future uh, are going to change a lot our environment.
And as you said, for good, right? So that's great. I mean, I'm always laughing when me as a lawyer, as talking about the future of legal services and talk about artificial intelligence and AI. And I'm saying, as you said, in other industries, they already implemented. So because our industry is lacking behind, we call it the future. It's not future, it's already here. You better wake up and do it and learn how to develop. It takes time, but it's worth it at the end. Because at the end, it's all service to become more effective and better with our clients. So thanks for that, Fernando. I'm looking at this other question for people, and meanwhile, I want to summarize it because I think the need for leadership development has really never been more urgent than nowadays. Because law firms of all sorts realize that to survive in today volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambitious environment, they need leadership skills and organization capabilities different from those who helped them succeed in the past, as you heard very much today. And I personally think leadership is about predicting the future and the place of your firm in that future. Instead of present forward, I suggest you go future backward, developing it from the future, as you heard today from Fernando, back, reduce really the likelihood that you will perpetuate your existing realities. Okay? And I suggest again by Fernando about the beautiful ideas and suggestions. I suggest you listen to it again because creating a vision, translating it into a future back strategy, and then programming it and implementing it is not a discrete event within a firm life. In a way, it is life. And as again, we learned today from this powerful session with Fernando. To summarize this great session, let me share a quote that definitely can inspire many of you. A quote by one of the management guru, Peter Drucker, who said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." So now, my friend, it is the time to take action, implement everything you learn in this session. Again, as I suggested many times, listen to it again, write it down, learn, approach, and learn to implement everything you learn. We have been here with Fernando Serec. He is top leader and the CEO of TozzineFerrie, one of the leading Brazilian law firms. And I'm always pronouncing it wrong. I don't know why, but I should learn it one day. And for now, I want to thank you, Fernando. It has been fantastic having you here. Thank you very, very much. Although we exceeded 30 minutes, but I know there's so much values in your conversation. So thank you very, very much for that.
It was a great pleasure. It was nice to talk with you.
Awesome. And Fernando and myself want to thank each one of you who's hanging on, staying with us live, listening carefully without even asking your question. No worries. I love it because you are listening. So thank you for being with us. Again, remember, the next episode is next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. But now it's your time to switch on and adjust your leadership to face future challenges already today. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for joining us.